We're on to part 4 of Who in the World is Julia Wendell? On April 3rd, I had done a live with Fia, and I had asked her about some apps that were discovered on, I believe, Google Play. So Haley Comet had done a post about some apps that were using Julia's name, and they were under a company that was owned by Fia's husband. Haley posted screenshots of the apps, and once you got into the apps, it was asking for money to get things like a text message or a phone call from Julia. When I asked Fia about this, she said you could download the app for free. There was no charge. And she claimed that in the app, there was nothing that was asking for money, but Haley's post said otherwise. On April 4th, I was introduced to Joe Ward. So Joe Ward, I guess, had gotten into the situation when Julia was still in Poland. He reached out and offered his services. He runs an organization that helps people and victims of SA and situations like that. Apparently, he had been trying to help Julia in the beginning, and then Fia had come into the picture, and she had kind of taken over as Julia's spokesperson and let Joe know that she didn't need any assistance from him. After the airing of the Dr. Phil episode, Joe Ward had done a live on his YouTube channel saying that he thought it was a terrible idea, basically, that Fia had brought Julia onto the Dr. Phil show, and he did feel that she was being exploited now. On April 4th, Joe Ward said that Fia was now under investigation. He claimed that the police had reached out to him for all documentation and evidence that he had on Fia and the situation with Julia. If you want to see that post, it was episode 21, down in my playlist at the bottom, the Madeleine McCann case playlist, if you want to watch that. Fia decided she wanted to do a live to talk about Joe Ward's accusations. So we did another live that day. If you want to watch that, again, it's in my YouTube. Link is in my bio. Fia basically said that the claims were all false and that was not happening. Later that night, she posted that the DNA results had come out and that Julia was in fact Julia and not Madeleine McCann. The next morning, Fia released a statement, and there were some articles released in the Radar online magazine publication. You can check those links out as well down in my episodes of the Madeleine McCann case. It's hard to believe, but we still have more things to cover, and I am again running out of time. So if you still want to follow and see what the rest of the story was, head to part 5.